All right, so I'm going to try to keep it as real as possible. It's Scotty and Brett on the new Hot 93.3. One of the things we like to do on this show is be as completely transparent as possible, share our lives with you. And we've been talking a lot about how Scotty has a special announcement at 7:25 where his life will be changing. We've shared every single moment we possibly can, whether it's engagements, whether it's my mother being sick, whether it's laughs, good times, bad. We've shared them all with you on the air because we feel like the people who listen to the show are our family. They're special to us. And I will say, first off, for me, I even feel nervous about the announcement that Scotty is about to make. And I've seen a lot of the guesses online when we teased it. None of those guesses were correct. So, Scotty, you have a special announcement, something you spent a lot of time thinking about.
Yeah, dude, you know what? I was good until I watched the little clock countdown on Old Time Road, and I was like, cool, I'm ready to do all this. And then it said 10 seconds. And now I'm totally not going to make it through this.
Sure.
I'm like,
I don't think
shaking, but
there are moments in life where you look back and you go, man, this is something that changed my life. This is a moment I never saw happening. This is something I didn't know would happen in my life, but it is happening. And so do you want to share with everybody at your convenience and how you want to do it? Just
I thought about writing a whole, I did write a kind of an open letter and I posted it, and it's going to be online. You're going to be able to read a lot more into my thoughts. And I thought about writing like a whole speech for this, right? And then I stopped, because it's not polished, it's not clean, it's messy, it's emotional, and that's the way I want to tell it.
Okay.
And at the end of July, I will be leaving the show. I'll be moving back to Chicago with my fiance Shelby. I'm a mess.
It's okay.
And this decision, was based off a lot of things, but I'll be leaving the show so that we can spend more time with my son, who lives in Chicago. Listen, if you listen to the show, you know that it has not been an easy task for the last 5 years or so. A little over 5 years, I've been traveling about every other weekend to go see my son in Chicago, who is my world, always has been. And when I made that decision to leave over 5 years ago, it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And it came with a lot of guilt. It came with a lot of struggle. But it also came with a lot of excitement because I felt like I was out there doing something, taking a risk and building something better for our future. And I do believe I did that. I built whether it's, on the career side or not, but as personally and as a family and by leaving, not only did I find more of myself, but I found the love of my life, my future wife.
I think you were led by an example of taking risks. Gave your son should be proud of you, and I think he is proud of you.
Yeah, we shared a lot of moments, a lot of the first, soccer games and holidays, and a lot of those were on FaceTime, which was hard, but we made it work. And and I've talked to a lot of people who, and I can't thank you enough for the people that have reached out that have heard the stories and said, I can't believe you put that kind of effort in. And to me, there was no other choice. There was no other option ever. That was the only choice, was to make sure I'm as close to him as I possibly can be. But it's gotten harder over the last couple of years. The older he gets, the more things I've missed, the more hard choices I have to make. And listen, when it comes to family, you're going to make decisions, and you're always going to miss out on things with different families. I have, my son and my fiance, and those two things have always felt very separate, as much as I try to bring them together all the time. When I'm in Chicago, I wish my fiance was there with me. I wish Shelby was there with me. When I'm in Dallas, I wish Chance was there with me. I never felt whole. When I'm doing the show with you, Brett, Chance asks me all the time about you. He loves Dare Dice. He loves when you lose, but he never get to be here for it.
Yeah.
So for a really long time, I felt like everything was split, and it was time to go ahead and try to put my life together in one place. And that's what I'm going to do. We're going to move to Chicago. We're going to be there. I'm going to be in the same city as my son, which is something that he's asked for a long time. And I'm like shaking. when it comes to radio and radio situations, Brett and I have a really unique situation. There's a lot of shows that do shows together, but aren't family. They might sound like family, but they're not family.
I'll just be honest. Like, if you listen to the radio, like 99% of those people don't get along.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, like that's just the truth of it.
And you have been my best friend through
Yeah.
freaking everything, man. And so when it comes to making a decision, and we've talked about this a million times, and honestly, we didn't even have to talk about it that much because you already knew.
Yeah.
You already knew. And every time we brought it up, this decision affects both of us. It affects the show, affects our lives. But dude, your response every single time was, I just want my friend to be happy.
I do. I just want you happy, man. I have no idea what life.
Special.
I have no idea where life will bring us, bring our career. We work in the job that is crazy. Like Scotty and I had the #1 radio show in Atlanta, and we picked up and left and came to Dallas when things just didn't work out. It is a crazy industry. I have no idea where my life is going to be, but there are certain people that I know that will always be part of my life. My family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my wife, and then you, man. You're like one of those people I just know will always be part of my life. We don't have to do a radio show together, which breaks my heart in a million different pieces because I'm one of those people, I love coming to work. I love doing the show with you. I love the people that listen to the show, and I have so much fun on the air with you. It's authentic. But like, you're my family. You're always going to be part of my life, man. I don't need to do a radio show with you. But you said something the other day, and when we were talking about this situation, it's been a long time before we didn't wake up and talk to each other every single day. And that's what we do. We talk to each other off the air. We talk to each other on the air. We just share our lives. And like, that's going to break my heart. Like, I know so much. I know everything that's happening in your life just because we just talk about it every single day. I think people know everything.
Yeah. With all the mixed emotions that it comes with, the one thing by making this choice, and this above all for me says to my son Chance that you are the most important person in my life, because all he hears all the time is I have to work. He hears it all the time. You might hear it now, but it's going to have a different context. So
I am so excited. I have so many, like you said, like so many mixed emotions about you leaving the show, but I am so excited when it comes to you being able to see your son like on a Wednesday when he has a soccer game, man, and he scores a goal and he can wrap his arms around his father. Or when he gets his heart broken, or there's a bully at school and something bad happens, and he can run to you and you can wrap him up and say, I got you, instead of having to look through FaceTime.
Yeah. All those things are, something I've talked about that I wanted for a really long time. And really ultimately what it comes down to is the future. And I'm excited that now my fiance Shelby will get to be there and be a whole part of all of this. It's not, and I know she feels excluded from these things sometimes, and that is the truth. That is a truth and a reality. And so now, we're going to be able to get married, and we're going to get to have kids of our own, Chance's little brothers and sisters, and I won't have to leave every other weekend, and I won't have to pick and decide and choose and feel like everything's in two different places. So the best decision for me at this point was to put them all in one place, and it wasn't easy. It's not an easy decision, but with my whole heart, I feel like it's the right one.
I think the last thing I'll say too, man, is like,
I need a break. We need to hit a song or something.
You're one of the best people I know. You really are. I want you to know that, because I think sometimes you don't know that, and I think it takes someone who is really, really brave, and you're a really good person to do what you're doing, and it's very scary. And that shows you the type of person you are. So you're one of the best people I know. And I think that's one of the ultimate compliments you can give to somebody, because I know some really good people, and you're up there, man. And I'll be honest, I don't throw that crap around lightly.
Yeah. No, I know. I know. And honestly,
just keeping it real, man.
And we're gonna move on. And I'm not leaving yet. We still, we're gonna have a month. We're gonna be able to talk more. But everybody that's listening to the show, giving us a chance, had fun with us, cried with us, laughed with us. You guys are so important. We have such a huge responsibility to wake up with you every single morning, and for you to let us be part of your day that way, and be involved in the people that have hit us on Instagram or called us or texted, whatever the case may be. Thank you. I love you too. It's hard to leave.
What I'm going to do right now, too, is throw out the phone number. If anyone wants to call, you're more than welcome to call. You don't have to call. 888-787-1933. You good?
Yeah.